right. Welcome to Gen X Rated Tuesday edition. How we doing, Billy?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. A little chilly out there today, but uh, otherwise doing okay.
All right, good to hear. We're almost into March, so whether it comes in like a lion or not, we're getting closer to spring.
That's true.
Thank God. Uh, anyway, figure we should. Tonight's the big State of the Union. I don't necessarily want to start with that, um, but in association with that, I'm going to pop this guy up. USA hockey, props to the men's team for winning gold. Also the
Mhm.
ladies team, obviously. I was a little shocked to see Kash Patel in the locker room dropping a bunch of F-bombs, pounding beers, and just acting kind of juvenile. I get winning when you're on a team, but when you just show up and you're a guy, seems a little weird.
A little weird. I mean, I wonder if half those kids even knew who he was. And I don't know, man. Now you're wearing you're wearing somebody's gold medal around your neck. You're slamming beers. You're singing patriotic songs with the boys. That's not your job, and you're doing it all on the taxpayer dime.
Yeah, good point.
It's sad. It's pathetic. It's like the kid that finally is getting to sit at the cool kids' lunch table.
Oh, he's all in. He's got a girlfriend, flying all over, really making it work.
His
Some
high school
people
years must have been brutal.
probably. Some people compared him to the Make a Wish kid,
Yeah.
um, for better or for worse. And the fact is that Nancy Guthrie's still missing. Maybe he thought there were some clues in Italy, but the part that really upset me was the fact that the press knew he was going. When they asked his office about it, they said, "Oh, fake news. You guys are making stuff up. He's not going." The flight alone was $100,000. Taking his security, his meals, his bar tab. There was talk it was about $400,000 just for him to go hoist some beers. Like he could have waited till he came back to the States and done it all he wanted if he actually had friends on that team. I don't really know, but uh, it just kind of wasn't a great feeling. Then Trump calls in. They're on the phone and disregarding the women. Oh, I'll have to invite the women, which set off a lot of people. I know some people will call you a snowflake and be like, oh, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, they both won gold. The
Hmm.
only difference is one's a men's team and one's a women's team. So to just, they did extend the offer, but too little too late. And the damage was done. I think the women said, it was such short notice. They had prior commitments. Oddly enough, these hockey players for the men's team have other commitments too. Tampa Bay plays on Wednesday.
Yeah.
For a guy like Gunsel, are you going to go revel with your MAGA hat on, or are you going to go to your team, the team that paid you millions of dollars a year and has games? They're going to stuff that schedule this year, the second half of the NHL season.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be brutal.
And I think you made a great point. Um, he opted out. Brock Nelson opted out. The Kachucks are all in. And of course, they're in Florida. So their GM's all about it, how important it is, exposure for the sport, etc. All sounds like nonsense. They don't want the governor breathing down their neck either. But you asked about would this be happening if Canadians had won? And Crosby, Grant, they're not going to go to the White House. But would Crosby have been going to the nightclubs, the second night after and getting crazy when you have a game 48 hours later?
Yeah, I just don't think so. I don't think that's the kind of person that Sid is. And he's a true professional, and I think that we're spoiled to have him, really. And I don't want to get up on a soapbox about hockey, but I think more and more, as we know, we've played it, we still play it. It's an expensive sport, especially youth hockey, and you're seeing the rise now of hockey academies where your kids basically going to school at the rink,
Yeah,
getting 6 or 7 hours of on ice instruction, maybe some online education there, surrounded by other hockey kids who come from families of means because these academies ain't cheap.
sure.
And what kind of kid are you raising?
And I think you are right. I think the ice time's great, and the experience, I'm sure, on the hockey side of it's super. I don't know about the education. I don't want to discount. I'm sure parents aren't sending them there and they're not doing any, math or science or English. It's just the environment. It's just kind of a strange environment. It's a very narrow area that you're sending these kids. And I think you said earlier, what do you do after the fact? I know that Americans in general, the chances of making the NHL is, 0.0001, and that's generally as a fighter. Maybe those statistics are starting to change, but my point is it's a very select group that are going to continue on to the next level. And you go to these academies, do you have the ability to relate to average people that aren't at the rink, that don't know, your FERDA mentality, that, all that kind of stuff that means nothing to most people. It's great. I love the camaraderie of ice hockey. The team elements, amazing. And I don't discount what these guys achieved. I think that's fantastic. But I think once you brought politics into it, and they're trying to blame people that are sensitive to that, oh, you're bringing politics in. But that wasn't really the case. They broadcasted the president of our country discounting, the women athletes that also won the gold, and just, locker room talk. This is how we got into this problem, that we were okay with locker room talk.
Grabbed by the pussy. It's just locker room talk.
Exactly.
Well, the Epstein files say otherwise.
Well, they support the grabbing by the P, that's for sure.
The younger, the better, apparently.
So we'll see. But the bottom line is I feel like they're being used as a prop. They're seat fillers at this State of the Union. It's always about Trump. It's always about appearances, cosplay. So yeah, come on up. Mike Johnson said they'll try and for sure make some time to acknowledge them, and they will. But will they get as much time as Erica Kirk, who's also going to be at this very lengthy speech, just really pumping up the one guy? I mean, it's all about one guy. The State of the Union is supposed to be telling us the truth, where we stand as a nation, not how one person perceives how amazing things are, and fantastic, I might add.
Oh yeah. How are they going to keep him awake for so long?
Oh, they'll pump him up. He'll be fine. He should be fine. But again, I feel like he's not even respecting what the men's team did either. He's just using it as an opportunity to basically make himself look good. And here we are. I will point out on the Kash Patel, just the last thing, that Jim Jordan defended him by saying he was there for security reasons.
What kind of security reasons?
I don't know.
Was there a plot maybe, at the rink that to bring down the United States, that he had to short circuit it and cut it off?
Well, if he's going to go all Tom Cruise, maybe put down the beer. I don't know how steady he is after shotgunning 4 or 5 beers, but maybe security wasn't the best example. But Jim Jordan's a well-known liar, and he's got his own hidden issues that nobody seems to be talking about, but maybe someday.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully some of this will come out and there'll be some accountability for these people.
I hope so. 32% of Americans do not agree, or 32% agree with Trump's priorities as a nation. That's a very low number. I think we saw the last Gallup poll on the presidential approval was 29%. I guarantee that's not rising. With a lot of the stuff he's done with Make America Healthy Again, he's losing some of his base just based on that. They feel like they were kind of lied to, and they were. Right.
So, yeah, welcome to the party, pal.
A little late to the party. So we'll see. His 10% tariff started once the Supreme Court struck him down. We'll see what he has to say about those types of things. But he feels like things are great, and I don't know how many other people feel that way.
Not a whole lot, I wouldn't think, unless you're a white Christian billionaire, and then of course, everything's awesome.
Yeah,
or your Kash Patel.
Amazing.
Got a girlfriend and a bunch of new buddies now.
And they don't really talk about it because they have such a strong leader. But there is pushback. Kristi Noem came out and said to be spiteful and to try and hurt people, she was going to take away TSA pre-check, and also global entry. God forbid you'd be from another nation and try and come into this country, though less and less are due to fear of several factors, including ICE. But she got pushback from the White House. So here's your secretary Homeland Security, you're not supporting the stuff she's spouting off. I mean, we know about firing people for leaving her stuff behind. We know that we're paying for her 737 MAX with a boudoir in the back for her to get busy, even though she's married and Lewandowski's married. Who cares? That doesn't pertain to these types of people. But, you know, the FDA even had to step up, and they removed warnings on these weird autism cures that are just made up. But the same people that made up those cures are being nominated by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to take a stronger course in our health and wellness. Even Raising Cain, everybody loves General Cain, who frankly is probably more qualified than Hegseth, who's benching 315 through AI. Kind of sad. That bar will bend a little bit if you're putting up 315. You will see a little bit of a bend on the bar.
And in reality, yeah, the percentage of people in the general population that could bench 315 is very low. That is a lot of weight to be pressing. And I'm guaranteeing you a drunk guy that can't even do a half-ass push-up is not throwing up 315.
And we've seen his pull-ups, pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Just to circle back, even General Cain is desperately trying to warn the White House against attacking Iran. What's the point? You asked earlier, what's to gain from it? I just don't see it. Also, we said we protect the protesters in Iran. Meanwhile, they're being executed by their government. We don't really stand by what we say.
No, we never do. Trump just says whatever he thinks is going to be the convenient thing for him at the time, and he moves on. So what is the objective in going after Iran? Is it to overthrow the government? Is it to topple the government, regime change? Is it to shut down their nuclear program? Is it to do Israel's bidding? I mean, what exactly is this? There's no clear objective, and yet you're sending another carrier group in, the Gerald Ford carrier group. They're on course to set the longest deployment record ever of 11 months. You've got sewage problems on there. You've got morale. They actually came out and stated that the incident last year where the two separate times fighters slid off the deck of the carrier were due to just fatigue.
Oh, shit.
Crew being overworked and, under rested. And a lot of these crew members, when they get back to port, are going to leave the service. They've had enough. You can't push these people like that.
Yeah. I saw lines of soldiers with their roll of issued toilet paper just waiting in line. I also saw video of the sewage issue that they're having. And the only way they can fix those pumps is to bring it back to dock. And they can't do that. And that's the largest buildup we've had in decades. I mean, and it's all for what? I mean, that costs. Putting those, calling those people up, moving active duty members to these areas, it costs. There's always a cost to us.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, what is the point? What is the objective here? Is there a clear-cut objective that we are trying to achieve? And nobody seems to have an answer for that. We're basically risking another war, and that could be just something that would be a complete disaster in the Middle East on the whims of a demented narcissist.
It's pretty bad when you put it that way.
Yeah,
I do think Israel has been chiming in quite a bit. Now we're back to they're 48 hours from having the bomb. Trump said we dismantled and destroyed it all, but now we're close again. And I swear it's the same video from 1995 that Netanyahu puts out there. He also made the comment that Israel made America and they can also take America out. Really disturbing talk. And I will circle back and say, I think all of this is about the Epstein files.
I would agree. I mean, I think they're pulling out all of the stops now to try and put the toothpaste back in the tube, and it's not going to happen. It's out there, and you can redact all you want, and there's other files that they're supposed to release that they're not. They're busily trying to expunge Trump from everything. Just you're not going to do it.
Yeah, and it's more than one guy. I mean, he is a disgusting individual, and he's done horrific things. But it's the whole totality of the amount of wealthy and powerful people that were involved in this. And that's really where it's getting stuck because everybody's afraid, we'll lose so many people in our government doing this. And, we can't afford to to offend, these billionaires, but like there's laws in this country, or there aren't. I just need to know.
Well, we're leaning more towards there aren't, at least for the billionaires. For
Yeah.
everybody else, like you and me and everybody else, no, not so fast, people.
Yeah, that is true. Just in closing on the Olympic celebration, Flavor Flav offered an alternative to the Olympic celebration for the ladies, some nice dinners, some shows, and good times. He also wanted to add the bobsled and skeleton team, who secured a record 6 Olympic medals as well. But that's taking a little bit more time and respecting what was accomplished, as opposed to, hey, just come fill these seats and I'll mention you, but make sure you wear your red hat.
Yeah.
A little bit
We'll use
different.
you as a prop.
Yeah. And if they're okay with it and that's who they support, that's fine too. I'm not telling them how to live their life, but it did come off kind of off-putting. It's supposed to be uniting, I guess. I wasn't feeling it.
Well, it's nothing like it was. And, I'm old enough to remember 1980, nothing like it was at that point. So, yeah.
Yeah. And in the time since 1980, Al Michaels has not eaten a green vegetable. Impressive.
Wow. Can't imagine what that colon's looking like.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I wouldn't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
So we will, I guess, on another shorter version, I'll get to hear exactly what the president was talking about tonight. But it seems like it's going to be a lot of stuff about how amazing he is. We'll get to see Erica Kirk, so we can relive that. They're inviting a bunch of people just to say how amazing Trump is. So that should be a fun couple hours if people like it. The agriculture, just to get back to the environment, because it's really disturbing to me on this Roundup that we had already talked about. But the amount of countries that have banned Roundup, Vietnam, Togo, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, I mean, the list goes on. And we're saying, oh, we need this for our national security, so we don't have to depend on anybody. But it's a global economy. I don't know that I want all my agriculture coming from here. There's other countries that do a pretty good job on certain fronts that why wouldn't you import them? I mean, what are we trying to do? Just put up a wall and live within ourselves? Like,
yeah, essentially, yeah. We're cutting ourselves off from the rest of the world.
Well, who's
Our
down?
new allies, Israel and Russia.
And North Korea.
And North Korea, that's right. Don't forget the Hermit Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah, super important. But at the same time, we had images of this, and I know it's been long enough that we talked about it. These rivers are on fire. This is what we used to have before the Clean Water and Clean Air Act. Routinely, you would have places, rivers catch on fire. I know Gene had talked about the one in Cleveland. I mean, look at that water. Why would we ever go back? Why? It just doesn't make sense to me.
It makes no sense at all. It's just self-destructive. And again, it's so some morbidly wealthy people can become even wealthier.
It's crazy. A lot of people are going to get sick. Trump said he wouldn't come after Medicare, but he's depleting funding for it. So your benefits by 2040 would be gone anyway. You're just going to let it wither on the vine. So if you don't have healthcare and you're breathing in all this mercury, there's going to be some long lines at the ER because nobody can afford what they're charging us as it is.
Yeah. I mean, we had a friend and she's got good insurance through her company who was having chest pains and trouble breathing over the course of several days. And she went to have all kinds of tests done. And after all of that, like a week's worth of different testing with her, feeling worse every day, she came back with a clean bill of health and a $10,000 bill.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's with insurance. She's like, well, my deductible's covered now, so I'm going to, be getting everything done.
Yeah, why not? And it's not even March.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is pretty nuts.
But that's the U.S. healthcare system. So.
Well, and we're not making it any better. You have MAGA supporters like Jillian Michaels that are upset about the pesticides, and rightfully so. Air pollution, water pollution affects all of us. They went back on their word as far as food dyes and such, right? We talked about how important that was. Oh, we're going to make America healthy again. We're going to get rid of it. But they reversed the ban on all artificial colors, and they significantly loosened the FDA's labeling requirements. So you're not even going to know what's in there necessarily. And why should you know?
Yeah, trust us. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And if things go south, we'll just blame Biden. That seems like a good way.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid strategy.
And lastly, the World Health Organization, which we pulled ourselves out of, is talking about us running out of clean water. That will be an issue in the next few years, is what they said. Basically, it's water bankruptcy. Adding in AI is certainly not going to do us any favors, because, as we talked about, that gets priority over us every time. Whether it's they need your electricity, they need your water, you'll take second fiddle to AI. So water conservation is a real thing, and I hope that people will catch on to that. It's not
Well,
just
we can't live without it. I mean, life on this planet is impossible without water, without clean water.
Yeah.
And that is extremely concerning.
Well, Trump will tell you with reverse osmosis, we've got these oceans, all this water. It rains, doesn't it? He's kind of missing the point as to what actual clean water is, but what would you expect anything less from this guy that knows very little?
Yeah, and cares even less.
And cares even less. Just give me the acoustics. So we will see these guys up here tonight. They will be blaming Biden for everything. KK Caroline came out today and already talked about, affordability. We're working on fixing it because Biden ruined it. And I swear to God, I must have the worst memory ever, because all the stuff they talked about, and this is only in a year, I don't remember. I don't remember I got another gas bill today, and it has been cold in our area, $550. Last month's was $285. So I feel like, utilities are not coming down; they're going up. I again paid $380 for gas, or $280 again for gas today. That's not coming down. Between energy and fuel, don't even get me started on groceries. All blaming Biden, and I just don't remember it being so horrifically expensive. I remember him adding a lot of jobs, monthly jobs. We're not doing that anymore. We have promises of factories being built. We have promises of these great jobs that are coming. But on the flip side, Amazon is already starting automation. They're not going to need people in warehouses much longer. They're contractors, so they're not even really getting health care, much like Walmart does. Those people still get food assistance because they don't make enough and they don't get benefits. So those corporations are doing great. But my point is, we're going in the wrong direction, but being told how amazing things are. How long can you keep doing that? Jim Johnson said, or not Jimmy Johnson, Speaker Mike Johnson said the GDP exceeded every expectation. We're doing amazing things, and I just, I don't feel it. He also said that the Dems have Trump derangement syndrome, which an oldie but a goodie. Am I right?
Oh yeah, trotting out all the hits. That's right.
God, it's pathetic.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's almost he may even be tied with Ted Cruz as most unpopular person in DC.
Well, he sure doesn't get his job. Yeah, he sure doesn't get things done. But it's a party. It's power over, ethics. It's party over morals. I mean, we have this guy here, Tony Gonzales, not the Tony Gonzales, but this guy in Texas. He's a House representative. He's the one who he had a staffer. He's 45. He's a father of 6 children, and he was having an affair with one of his staffers, and he was demanding, sexy photos and stuff. I think he was texting her, and then he would push it more and ask questions about sexual intercourse. Really inappropriate for this guy who's married. She happened to be married as well, but she was the woman that was pushed to the limit where she literally lit herself on fire and killed herself. I mean, I can't think of a more horrific way. But this guy's still in the House of Representatives. He's still planning to run again. Even Boebert and Mace came out and said, you need to resign. Like, what are you doing here? But if he were to leave, whoops, our numbers aren't as strong in the House. Could be a problem. But
Hmm.
no, we'll keep the guy that literally pushed a woman to suicide to remain in power.
Oh yeah. Well, look how long George Santos stuck around for.
And then got out and then didn't have to pay retribution and then got a job with the administration. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't even make that shit up.
Yeah, you really can't.
And it's
It's
gross.
pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens with him. I hope he's gone sooner than later. That would be great. I did want to go back to the Epstein files because this is what all of this hinges on. Israel's got our government, some higher ups by the balls, so to speak, and they're willing to use it. They don't care. They feel like they are the chosen people and can do what they want. They feel like they got there on their own. And to Netanyahu's words, they built us and they can take us out. So uh, seems kind of strange, but they definitely have the guy who's calling the shots under their thumb.
Hmm.
Russia as well. I mean, why do we just go along? This is the fourth anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. They still haven't been able to take Kiev, which is amazing. Ukraine, they're resilient and they're fighters. There's no sense in any of this war. And us
Yeah.
to sit back and be like, we're going to let it play out, it makes us look impotent.
Well, we are. We're led by an impotent leader who's completely in the pockets of both Israel and Russia. Um, yeah, it's just it's amazing how much damage has been done in a year. Damage it's going to take. It could take decades to fix this if we ever get it fixed.
Yeah. And it's not just going to happen overnight. If we get some kind of correction, it's going to take quite a while. Um, and sticking on the Epstein files, three FBI interviews with the woman who accused Trump of raping her when she was between the ages of 13 and 15 went missing. Uh, is it a cover up? It would seem that way. Do
Hmm.
laws matter? Only for some. NPR's public database, the public database of Epstein files, are missing dozens of pages related to sexual abuse involving Trump. Other documents mentioning Trump at all have already been taken down. You're not going to see those. And on the flip side of that, while we're letting these predators attack children, and I don't even want to talk about the bizarre things that we're seeing that are being released, the Tennessee House has a bill that would warrant the death penalty for women getting an abortion.
But you call yourself pro-life,
Mm-hmm.
so a living, breathing person, fully formed, living, breathing person, is going to be put to death because they chose not to give birth to a collection of cells. It's not a person yet, and it's not like you're talking about, a late-term abortion where, that is not the case. But you're going to have this woman murdered by the state because, oh, well, every life is precious. And this fetus, it's like the cult of the fetus. And the irony is just, it's smacking you right in the face. And these people don't see it. Well, we're pro life. You're also pro murder. And you're
Yep.
also very anti woman, very misogynist. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's just not really well directed. To your
These people
point,
are
I mean,
insane.
you call yourself a Christian or whatever. You're all about the life, but you're not taking care of the people that are already out. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
feel like we respect our own generation out here of people that aren't fetuses, that aren't cells in a belly. We're not taking care of ourselves when it comes to air quality, water quality, a living wage, wealth inequality. I mean, we have all
Healthcare,
these
all
things
of
going on.
these things, affordable food. Yeah, no, we don't care about that. Once you're born, you're on your own. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, kid. What's the
Oh, and you
matter
want an
with you?
education? Find the meat packaging plant. You'll get an education.
God, yeah.
Well, we do. We lower our requirements for these kids. You used to be able to get like a work permit when you were 15 or 16 and able
Mhm.
to drive, but there were severe restrictions. You couldn't be working till midnight. You had to be off the road at a certain time if you were able to drive yourself with a permit. Now we're just like, well, there's no money in that. Let's get these kids packing meat
Yeah,
and they can work till midnight. Who cares? And you don't have to pay them a whole lot either.
yeah. It's just we're rapidly going backwards back to the old Gilded Age.
Yeah, for sure. So choices have to be made. We can take all these distractions and keep breathing deep until the day we are all sick, or we can say, hey, we have morals, we have ethics, we care about people. These files need to be exposed. Other countries are doing it. Other people in the Netherlands, in the UK, are resigning because they did horrible things. We don't even have to go into the cannibalism to know that they're doing terrible things. We had victims that drew paintings that resembled certain people, and then we found the photographs of the people that they were drawing from. I won't even get into Bush and his Jenga building that fell down while he's holding a paper airplane. I mean, these kids were pretty descriptive. You just don't make some of that stuff up. The guy in his underwear had to resign. There was a painting of it. These kids are not stupid. They're victims. So normally you take care of the victim. You don't shame them. You don't off them.
Ignore them. Yeah.
You come out and you support them. And there will be some victims tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say some of them will be there.
State of the Union. And when they say, oh, the Democrats should come in unity, that unity stuff is nonsense. You already have the speech, so you know what's going to be said. How many times do you have to stand up and applaud our dear leader who's crashing our economy, making everything more expensive, and really has no direction other than to look tough? I mean, those AI videos of him ice skating were ridiculous. He was with the men's doing it, and then when the women turned him down because they had prior engagements, he did another AI video of him skating around with the women's team, and at the end, his King's jacket opens up, and he's like in a bra and panties. I mean, it's a visual that you can't just get rid of, but I didn't think he was into that as an alpha male, but I think we know that he is. We've seen him in his little underwear, weird collection of just freaky stuff. And that's okay. I'm not criticizing that. But you're demanding everybody else live by rules that you're not following, and laws for that matter. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how the media presents this, because that's really the key. I mean, they're in the pocket as well, and they're getting funded, and they're being held back from making deals. And Netflix is going to lose their deal in progress because it doesn't suit Trump's agenda. And it's all, again, surrounding and pertaining to one person. That doesn't help any of us.
Yeah, it's truly an oligarchy. This is what we've become.
It's pretty terrible. And I'm not loving it. And I just don't know where the off ramp is. If you, support your country and you want it to prosper, I don't know how you make that happen with what the regime is currently offering us.
Yeah, it's if you're an average person, it's not offering you anything. But there's another No King's Day protest coming up for the 28th of March. And, a lot of people have floated the idea of, if the national unions just went on strike for a few days, shut everything down.
Yeah.
The Teamsters, the pilots, you just shut it all down. And then let's see what happens. No more food gets delivered. No more medicine gets delivered. Everything is shut down. And let's see what happens, because, that is probably what it's going to take.
You may be right. And it will come down to community. And that's why we've said from day one, get to know your neighbors, communicate with the people in your community, because when shit hits the fan, that's where you live. That's what you got. That's who's going to be there to support you or not support you, or for you to draw upon resources locally. Nobody's coming to help you out. We saw with this giant snowmageddon up in the Northeast, FEMA's not coming. They've lessened the numbers at FEMA. That's not something that they come out for. It used to be, but not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, we're off that.
What are you doing for Kristi Noem is the real question, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. Whether you get 8 or not. Are you a red state or are you a blue state? We'll see. So
yeah, it's just a mess. It really is. It's horrible.
And it's ripping this country apart. That's really the worst part of it, because we just, again, are so distracted by so much of this stuff that we can't focus on anything or who we need to focus on to make the changes. But clearly it's not this group. We know about Howard Lutnick and his disgustingness, and these people that say I didn't talk to Epstein at all. We find out that they were talking to him in 2010, 2014. Like, you're just lying and it's not
Hmm.
working. There's too much documentation and there's too much out there. Maybe they're trying to keep us from seeing it, but even guys like Bissett, I mean, they're all in and they want to keep what they have because, as you always say, it's never enough.
It's never enough with these people. No, it's a
More,
sickness. It's some kind of a weird sickness that they have to have everything. And it's
it's not
pathetic.
only everything, but you can't have anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not only do they get everything, you get nothing. The rest of us don't get anything. We'll let you survive on subsistence wages, and we'll squeeze you until you die. And that's the best deal you can hope for.
Well, that's what you get. Uh,
Hmm.
and I don't. I just want to pop this up because it's somewhat related. Robert Carradine died today.
No, I
Uh,
didn't see that.
he was 71. He'd been fighting. He was bipolar, and he'd been fighting that for the last couple decades. And
Oh,
he
wow.
took himself out. Probably remember him from Revenge of the Nerds. I
Hmm.
guess he was on Lizzie McGuire, which was not something I watched, but apparently a very well thought of individual. You would think with all that cash, you could, um, you could, get healthcare and get mental health. But if it's, not readily available and it's kind of discounted, then you're living on your own with it. And he did
Oh,
his
yeah.
best.
I mean, we've closed the door on that to people. I mean, we saw that with James Vanderbeek, where they had to do a GoFundMe and he had to sell everything to afford his medical treatments. I mean, this is what this country has been reduced to, all in the name of profit for some and
Yeah,
misery for everybody else.
pretty terrible. I just wanted to bring that up because it does go to the medical side of it, whether we have healthcare or not, whether we send a cop out or somebody, if you're having an episode out in the streets to shoot you or take you down, or whether you can get somebody that comes out and is trained in that field of taking care of those that have certain mental health issues. But again, we kind of discount it. It makes you weak. And, they don't care. Bottom line, indifference.
Yeah, it's a cruel way to live. It's become a very cruel society.
So sorry to hear about Robert Carradine. I don't know if you have a happy ending. It's been kind of tough to find one today.
Hmm.
I mean, the NHL starts back up, which is kind of entertaining. It's been hard without football. I can't do basketball 24/7. So the college basketball, it's not March yet. So there hasn't been a whole
Getting
lot
there.
going on.
Well, the combine's starting now, the NFL combine. So that should be interesting. You'll see, what's going on with where the teams are looking to, fortify themselves, who they're looking at in the draft. So that's kind of
Boring.
interesting.
Boring.
Well, yeah, I'm not that guy that's sitting at home on watching the 40-yard dash on
Yeah.
ESPN,
If
but
I catch you doing that, we got a problem.
not gonna happen, trust me. But it gives people something to talk about,
For
and
sure.
also
NHL trade lines coming up. So
Pens
they're
made a nice trade today. I thought that was a good pickup for them.
for
Young
sure.
puck moving defenseman under contract.
For one more year. A little bit more expensive than the guy they got rid of. And they really like the guy they had, but they are, they picked up a second round pick as well. So player
Yeah.
for player plus a second round pick. So yeah, Dubas is doing his job pretty well.
Hmm.
Let's hope Sid's okay. That would be my happy ending that he's day to day when he comes back. And I think we'll know more by tomorrow. They play Thursday, I think, against Jersey.
Yeah.
We'll see if the Hughes brothers are back from the State of the Union. If they're not, I'm okay with that.
Back with a giant hangover.
Probably. Yeah. I'm sure they had a good time and congrats to them, but be better.
Yeah.
Read the room a little bit. I won't get into the USA policy changes, but maybe another day we will. It's becoming less inclusive and that's a real issue. If it starts with USA hockey, that's where hockey starts in this country. So
Hmm.
if they're going to go full MAGA, then it's kind of a problem. And maybe we'll talk about that another time, but I
Yeah.
will let you go today. I know you got stuff to go on and do. So,
All right. Well, glad we got a chance to get together. Good job.
yeah, always good catching up with you. I wish I had better news, but we'll keep looking for stuff.
We'll keep looking for that silver lining. Maybe the sun will come out tomorrow. Who knows?
I hope so. Maybe a little warmer. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. Good job.
You too. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.